Hello and welcome to your Yin Yoga class. So today I am joining you from a sauna. Why? Because it's freezing cold in Michigan. But for today's class, you will need to gather some blocks. If you don't have blocks, you can use pillows, you can use the couch cushions, anything like that. We're going to start off in a supported fish pose. So you're going to go ahead and place both of those blocks on the ground. What you want is for the first block to fall right in between your shoulder blades, and the second block is to support your head. From here, wiggle around until you find a nice comfortable way for your upper body to rest. And as for your legs, you can let them fall open into a butterfly position, or you can extend them long. Your arms, you can allow to float down by your sides, or you can extend them out to the side. I want you to find what is feeling comfortable in your body today. Now from here, you're just going to relax. Take deep breaths. Maybe you close your eyes. Focus on your breathing. The purpose of a Yin Yoga class is we're going to be holding just a few poses for an extended amount of time. So you want to position yourself in the poses where you're finding that deep release, but not to the point of pain or overstretching. Because again, we are holding these poses anywhere from 1 to 5 minutes, just kind of depending on how we're adjusting for the day. So I'm going to let you just sink into it, and I will come back to you with our next transition. You're going to begin to come out of your supported fish pose. If your legs are open in a butterfly, you can use your arms to help bring your knees back up to the center line. Once both feet are flat on the floor, just wiggle your legs around a little bit, controlling them back and forth, and then very slowly bring yourself up into a seated position. Now, for a lot of us, we have super tight hips because we do a lot of sitting throughout the day. So if you do have super tight hips, I invite you to bring that yoga block under your bottom and sit on it, and then cross your legs in front of you. I'm going to move into some neck stretches now. First, I want you to find your stillness, your peace, just noticing how you feel. And then I'm going to invite you to drop that right ear over to the right shoulder. And if you want a little extra, you can reach your left arm out to the side and then bring your right arm up and over your head. Now, when I tell you that you're going to be tractioning your neck, what that means is not pulling down on your neck. It's more about grabbing the ear and finding some length in the side part of the neck. Think about it like you're pulling the spine longer, you're pulling the muscles longer, you're not compressing them down to your shoulder. And again, find whatever your level of comfort is and remain here for just a few moments. From here, I want you to release that upper arm and turn your chin down towards your shoulder, looking down towards the ground. We're just moving into a different area of the neck here. And again, if you want that additional traction on your neck, you can certainly do that. Again, reaching at the base of your skull and you're stretching out those muscles. Don't overstretch, but do find comfort in the pose. Go ahead and release, slowly letting the arm fall to the side and slowly bringing the head back into neutral. If you do need to take any kind of free movement here, feel free. Otherwise, I'm going to have you inhale your shoulders up and exhale, drop them down just to recenter yourself. Now we're going to allow the left ear to fall over to the left shoulder. And again, extend the right arm out if you want a deeper stretch, and you can bring the left arm up and overhead and start to traction the neck, finding your level of comfort for this stretch. And just as we did on the previous side, you're going to rotate that chin down to the shoulder. And again, I invite you to traction on the back of the neck if that is something that feels comfortable for you today. Go ahead and release from the pose, bringing the head slowly back into a neutral position and the arm down. Go ahead and inhale the shoulders up and exhale them down. When you're ready, we're going to be moving into an eagle arm stretch. So I want you to send both arms out in front of you, and then you're going to cross your right under your left. Now, from here, if you can take the full bind, I invite you to wrap all the way around. If you cannot and only the back of your hands meet, that's perfectly acceptable. What we want here is an opening in the back of the shoulders here, finding space in that upper area of the back. Breathe deep. If you want to deepen the sensation, you can drive the elbows more upward, as they call raising the beak of your eagle arms. Breathing deep. And when you're ready, we're going to give ourselves a big hug and then start to round the back, bringing the chin to the chest. Maybe you fold over a little towards your legs, just finding a deep release, and then sitting back up. Now we have to do the other side, so extend those arms out. Bring the left arm under the right. And again, it may feel different on this side. It's just going to depend on how your body's feeling today. Finding maybe a full bind, or just finding where the hands are pressed together, the back of the hands, are pressed together. And again, find your variation here. If you want to deepen it, you can raise the beak. Maybe this right here is enough for you. And just as we did before, release the arms, giving yourself a nice deep hug, bringing that chin to the chest, rounding through the upper spine, bringing the elbows towards the knees. Nice deep stretch and release here. When you're ready, you can sit back up and unwind, noticing how you feel. We're now going to bring our arms out to the side, make nice big strong arms, big flex. And as you're flexing, I want you to keep the wrist bent in toward your arm, and you're going to extend the arms out. You should be feeling a deep stretch in the tops of the forearms, perhaps into the biceps, just depending on how tight your body may be. But you're just going to hold this position for just a moment, relax, bring it in. Bring your arms down, pause for just a moment, and we're going to do it again. So bring the arms out, bring them up to that nice big flex, and now extend the arms out. You should be feeling again that tension in the back of the wrist, into the forearm, possibly into the bicep. Deep stretch, deep breath. And again, if your arms don't go all the way straight like mine do, that's normal. But you can go ahead and relax now. Again, bringing your arms down to your side, just noticing how you feel for a moment. And when you're ready, we're going to be moving on to all fours. I want you to take your blocks and just set them to the side for a moment. We are going to be bringing the big toes together and sending the knees out wide like you would in child's pose. From here, listen closely, we're going to inhale the right arm up to the sky, and then when you exhale, you're going to thread the needle with it, sending your arm through and under your body. Inhale the right arm back up, and exhale. This time when you bring it through to thread your needle, you're going to sink the hips back, coming into a child's pose, bringing your shoulder down to the ground. Now from here, if you are very, very tight in the hips, your hips may not come all the way back to meet your bottom, in which case you can take a block and place it between your legs and under your bottom to provide you that support. Likewise with your left arm, I want you to put it in a comfortable position. And that sounds crazy, right? But you can extend it out in front of you if you want to deepen that stretch into the left side body, or you can keep it relaxed. Again, just finding what is comfortable in your body. Breathing deeply. When you're ready, we're going to begin by bringing the left arm back toward your head and allow that to help you push up very slowly into a seated position, pausing for a moment. We don't want the blood to be rushing to the head, so give yourself some time. And when you're ready, we're going to come back into that tabletop position, same position with the legs. And we're going to stretch forward, opening up the chest, maybe dropping the low belly. And when you're ready, we're going to inhale the left arm up to the sky. Exhale, bringing it down through, threading the needle. Inhaling, bringing the arm up to the sky. Exhaling, threading the needle, dropping. Again, your bottom back to your heels, coming into that deep child's pose position. And again, if you need the block for support, please leave it there. And with that right arm, you can send it long in front of you, or you can bring it closer to your head, finding whatever feels good in your body today. We're going to begin by bringing that right arm back to the side of the head and then allowing that to help you push yourself back up to a seated position. Again, nice and slow. Take your time. No head rushes. I just want you to pause and notice how you feel. And when you're ready, we're going to be moving into a swan pose. So I want you to come to a tabletop position. Now, swan is the yin name for pigeon pose. So it's a deep hip opener. So I want you to bring your right knee forward, bringing the shin to whatever your degree of parallel is with the front of the mat. Mine does not go all the way parallel. Now, for many of us, this alone is a huge hip opener. So I invite you to take a block and stack it under the right hip to provide any support there if you need that. Then maybe you take a second block as you begin to fold forward and you allow maybe your chest or your head to rest on it. Again, finding what feels good in your body. And you may have to try a few positions out, right? In order for you to find what's feeling best for you today. Okay, but once you find it, find stillness and just let yourself sink into the pose. Remember that the left leg is extended back behind you, so you may be feeling a deep stretch in the hip flexor there. Don't overstretch it, but push yourself to the point of comfort and extension, but not pain. I'm going to invite you to use your hands to press yourself back up to a seated position. I want you to find extension through the chest and the neck, and then slowly unfold that right leg, coming back into a tabletop position. Sway your hips side to side, take any nice, slow, fluid movements that you may need. That was a deep stretch. So if you needed to move around a little bit, it's totally normal, totally fine. Get some sensation back. And when you're ready, we're going to start to slide the left knee forward. Left shin's coming as much as parallel to the top of the mat as it feels comfortable for you. Sliding the right leg back for extension. Again, take a block, slide it under the left hip area if you do need that for support, and you can use that second block as you begin to fold forward. Again, maybe you rest it on your chest or your forehead, wherever's feeling comfortable for you today. Find that deep, relaxed, but not painful position. And when you're ready, we're going to bring the arms back to the sides of the body and allow your hands to help you push up to a seated position. Again, finding that expansion through the neck and the chest area. Breathe deeply. And then go ahead and find your way back to tabletop position. Take any kind of free movement there again, bringing the sensations back into the hips and the left leg. Now we are going to move into an inversion. If you are someone that inversions don't suit your body well, do not do this. You can do what we call a staff pose on the ground. It's basically the same position on the ground, but we're just coming into a forward folded position. So give yourself a nice generous bend with the knees and allow that head to fall forward. Now you can use your blocks here and just let your hands rest on them, or you can cross your arms and just let yourself dangle there. Again, finding your level of comfort. You may need to straighten the legs a little bit more, but do not lock out the knees and just let the head hang heavy. You're releasing the tension in your upper back, your shoulders, releasing the jaw. Maybe you're letting the tongue hang out of your mouth a little bit. Don't worry, no one can see you. It's fine. And you're just breathing very deeply into the body and just hanging out. Now again, if inversions are not your thing, I want you to still do this, but do it on the ground. It's easy. Just send your legs out in front of you and fold over deeply, just allowing yourself to find that deep stretch in the hamstrings. Now, if you do have your arms folded, you can unfold them at this time. Slowly push yourself up to a semi-flat back position. And then you're going to start to drop your bottom down towards the mat. We're not going to do a full stand up here. Bringing our bottoms to the mat. You can set your blocks to the side. You may need those in a minute. But you're going to go ahead and find your way to your back. Maybe you rock down, maybe you lay down. Again, finding whatever feels good in your body today. We're going to be coming into a Shavasana. We're at the end of our practice. Can you believe it already? So in Shavasana here, typically you send the legs out long and the arms out to the side. However, if we have tight lower backs, sending the legs out straight can create tension. And in yin, we don't particularly care for that deep amount of tension. So you can take those blocks and slide them under your knees to provide some relief of that pressure off of your low back. And again, your arms can float down to your sides, or they can be maybe one on your chest, one on your belly, wherever feels best for you today and what's calling to you. This is where we're going to remain until the very end of our practice. We're going to go ahead and bring ourselves out of Shavasana now. You can remove the blocks from under your knees or your bolster if you had that there, and just place them off to the side. And then I invite you to roll over onto your side and just pause there for a moment, noticing how you feel. And when you're ready, you begin to push yourself up to a seated position. From here, just pause, take a moment, thank yourself for showing up today. Thank you for joining me. Bring those hands into heart center and then up to your third eye, which is your forehead, and namaste.